They often say beware the Ides of March, but today I'm kind of looking forward to it. This is Geek versus Geek, the show where two techie frenemies stab each other in the back with just words. Let's meet our Caesar and Brutus of the tech world. Dave is the editorial director of eHow Tech and author of 36 books. Rick writes about technology for CNET, eHow, and elsewhere. He's also the author of The Cheapskate Rules, 21 Easy Money-Saving Tech Secrets. Let's get this party started. First up is, worth it? All hail the channel master! At least that's what one of these guys is gonna say. What do you guys think? Is it worth it?
So the Channel Master is a product I'm actually very excited about. It is a DVR for cord cutters. So it can record TV shows that are broadcast over the air. You plug in an antenna, you actually plug in your own hard drive so you can have kind of unlimited storage space for this thing. And then you've got a nice TiVo-like program guide so you can kind of pick your shows and set up what you want to record so that people who want to cut the cord from cable can do so without having to be on the hook for yet another monthly fee.
What does it cost?
That's the bummer, is that it's $249 and you have to bring your own storage. It has some memory for storing a couple of shows, but if you really want to store a bunch,
you really do have to provide your own hard drive. So it's $250. Plus, you can't get in for less than $100 to get a terabyte drive or so. You're really looking at $350 to use the device. Keep in mind that I can get a TiVo for $199. Plus, granted, the TiVo is going to charge me a monthly fee, but I could pay a couple of $100, and then that gives me lifetime service with my TiVo, so I never have to pay a monthly. The Channel Master is still going to come out cheaper, but the TiVo is within spitting distance. But for that price, I can use it with cable, I can use it with over-the-air. It's much more flexible. The Channel Master is a limited product that is pricier than it should be for what it does.
The Channel Master is a product that needs to be $99, $129. It needs to be less to gain some mass appeal.
So the bottom line on the Channel Master, Dave says flat out, not worth it. Rick says, could be worth it if it goes a little bit lower in price. Well, it's time for today's topic. It's a battleground of ideas, like a high-stakes game of Jenga. Today we're talking about Coin, a small credit card-sized gadget that in fact replaces your existing credit cards. Is it going to revolutionize personal banking and retail transactions, or is it never going to become a thing? Dave, you actually pre-ordered one of these?
Yeah, I did. I pre-ordered it for a couple of reasons. For one thing, when I pre-ordered it, I got it for $50, whereas it's going to cost $100 for schmucks like you, who eventually have to buy one.
Will never buy one ever.
Well, we'll see, because it's like the size, shape, thickness of a credit card. It's kind of like a credit card, but it is a gadget. And the premise is I scan in all of my credit cards, my gift cards, my loyalty cards. They're all in this one device. And it's like a credit card, but it has a little button on it. Go boop, 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 boop. And every time I go boop, it changes. There's a little display that shows me what credit card I have selected. And then I hand it to the server, and they go and they run it just like a real credit card.
So you swipe it through?
Yeah, you can swipe it at the ATM and get cash, and it holds all of your cards. You can empty out your wallet of all the junk you've got in there and just carry this one easy to steal or lose card that represents your entire life.
Thank you so much for making my argument for me.
I did that for
Done.
you.
Okay, well, thanks for coming. So for the privilege of paying $50 or $100, I can have one card to rule them all. That's the idea.
That's the premise, yes.
Okay. Does this offer any kind of security benefits? Because obviously, the whole identity theft thing and you know, target data breach and all this credit card theft stuff that is continually going on is the chief concern of the credit industry.
Absolutely.
Does this help?
Yeah, it does. For example, it's going to be harder to skim because a lot of the skimmers have cameras. They take a picture of the card. The physical card isn't there. There's just a nondescript black gadget. So you're not getting information from a skimming camera that's nearby trying to capture what you're
But doesn't
what you're ripping.
when you do the boop, 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 doesn't the numbers of that card pop up?
No, only the name that you've given the card and like the last 4 digits. Also, you can sync it with your phone, and you can set up like a geofence that if it gets more than a certain distance away, it deactivates. So if someone does steal it and leave the restaurant, or you leave it behind at the restaurant, it will be no good to anybody. It's an inert piece of plastic once you get more than, say, 25 feet away from it.
Wait, but Rick brings up a really good point, because if someone does steal it, they now have not just one of your credit cards, they have all of your credit cards and your ATM card and your gift cards.
They don't have any of those.
Does it come with a security passcode, or?
You determine what card it's going to behave as, and it locks in that form.
So it is necessarily tied to your phone.
That is one way it can be used, because you can set up how far away it'll be before it deactivates and that sort of thing.
Okay, so if your phone has a dead battery, you suddenly now no longer have the option of using your credit card?
Well, if my battery dies in my iPhone, I can't get in my front door either, because I have a smart lock on my front door.
Yeah, that's smart. Answer my question, though. So if my phone battery dies and suddenly my coin, thinks it's been stolen or lost or whatever, now I don't have the ability to buy anything. Like, say, a mobile charger for my phone, which is dead, which prohibits me from spending money.
Good point.
Well, as I say, I don't know the details because the product hasn't shipped yet.
How convenient.
So we will have to wait and see. But certainly, everything I've described, any reasonable, rational person would say, yes, Dave, coin sounds like the way of our financial future.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to pick a winner here, and I think I'm gonna have to go with Rick on this. Consolidating all of my cards onto one device that can easily be stolen, and even though it is tied to my phone, my purse gets stolen, and then there goes everything. I don't know, I'm a little skittish about it. So I'm gonna have to go with Rick because I'm a scaredy cat. Hey guys, remember records? Yeah, me neither. But these guys do, because they're old. Well, they used to play this game where they would have to pick one album if they were stuck on a deserted island, and that's the idea behind Desert Island Tech. So let's find out what Dave and Rick think is the one essential piece of gear that they couldn't live without this week. Dave, do you want to start?
My choice of gadget this week is actually the Basis fitness band. I am really into fitness bands, the Fitbit, the Fitbug, the Nike Fuel Band. There's a whole bunch of them out there. This one from Basis, I've been waiting for years, and it's finally been shipping for a few months. Unlike most fitness bands, this thing has a slew of sensors built in. It has the normal accelerometer, so it knows how many steps you're taking and that sort of thing. But on the back here, it does real-time heart rate monitor.
Really?
So I know what my heart rate is all the time. It has a perspiration monitor, a skin temperature monitor, and it takes all of this data and uses it in a way that it knows all kinds of things about what you're doing during the day. It gives you sleep tracking. It can distinguish between whether you're walking, running, or biking. And it's really about gamification, right? About making you want to improve your fitness and go for a run in the morning and make sure you get the right number of steps in. It's tracking all of this, and you get little tasks. You might sign up to do a morning run, take 10,000 steps during the day, go to bed at a consistent time. It can track all of these things, and it gives you points or credit, like little badges during the day.
Wow.
So the more you do, the more you are encouraging yourself to improve. It's a little pricey, it's $200. It's a little more expensive than most fitness bands, but it does so much more.
My Desert Island pick this week is the SteelSeries Stratus gaming controller, which is, as you can see, like a little tiny gamepad, like you might see for an Xbox or a PlayStation, but smaller.
Yeah.
And it is designed to pair with your iOS device. And in fact, the current version of iOS now supports directly gaming controllers like this one, so you don't have to jailbreak your iPhone or your iPad. So this is one of several different controller options that have come out on the market recently, but most of them are designed to kind of clip on the device or engulf the device or be part of the device. This is separate. It operates wirelessly via Bluetooth, so you can just hold it in your hand and you can put your device down on the table, and they don't have to all be one big clunky thing. Well, this is $79.99. Again, it's a little pricey, but if I'm going to be stranded on a desert island and I'm going to be doing some serious gaming, I've got to have a controller.
Well, that does it for another Geek versus Geek. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know what you think on Facebook, Twitter, or email, and check us out again next time.